Oh man, are we live? Hey Charlemagne, are we live?
We are live. Apparently not on X. Currently on X, you need a premium account to do that.
Yeah, we're not paying for a premium account.
No. Hold on. Let me tweet it out. We're live. We're here. Uh,
There it is. J5 here, Justin here with Meelz. Welcome to episode 350 of the A Show, the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am Justin here with Meelz. What's up, Meelz?
I have. Well, first of all, it hasn't been that hot in New York City, which I love because it was painful last 2 weeks. I have three things, of course, for 350. First of all, 350, bro. Come on.
I know. 350 give or take weeks. Maybe like the real is like 346. I think we have taken like maybe 3 or 4 weeks off. What's up, Donnie?
No,
Donnie,
that don't 350 episodes recorded, bro. Like it doesn't. We have more than that. If anything, we have more than that. We have spot callers. We have retro diaries. We have all these. We have endless amount of content that we recorded for this thing.
Right.
Wow, Twitter's really stinks. But with that said,
Twitter has always stank.
They want us to buy the premium account, and like my thing with Twitter premium account and the thing with the checks and stuff. And I think people are starting to realize it now because I've seen a lot of checks starting to disappear. That premium Twitter does not offer really anything that benefits you.
Yeah.
In fact, it offers pretty much things that would be better if it was just regular Twitter, but it really doesn't offer like a premium experience for any creator or anything. Like it's not like if Instagram offers some sort of paid tier where you could of course be like pinged in front of everybody and doing all this and that and the third, like that would be amazing. But like, or I think TikTok has one, I'm not sure. Twitter doesn't. Twitter says, hey, you can write 4 paragraphs now. You can,
or you can do the fuck it, here's the full the Lego movie too, and they'll just put it on there.
I love those posts, bro. Fuck it. Goku versus Cell in full.
Before we go any further, just gonna shout out everybody in our chat right now: Donnie, Zave, Ron, Sid, what's going on? DMV, what's going on? Everybody in the chat, thanks for tuning in. Johnny Barnes, what's going on?
It couldn't be a chat without Johnny Barnes. It really
can't be. It really can't be. Thank you guys for joining us. We wanted to do something different to kind of test some stuff out. Go on live during your lunch break or during your morning if you're in the West Coast. This feels good. Feels good. I've been wanting to do live for a while, so it's definitely really fun.
This is something that we want to do for a while, but then also this is the normal time we record. If anybody wants to figure out like why we don't have a lot of guests on the show, why we don't do this, that, and the third, it's because we literally do it in the middle of the day. So we
have been doing it at this time for at least 6-7 years at this point. It's always
legitimately. With that said, I have 3 things, maybe 2 things, not sure. First thing, you can choose however you want to answer this: long form, short form.
The chat should be able to answer this too. Answer this as well, chat, and I'll read your answers as well.
Maybe the next one they'll have it. I want to ask you because I know everyone is going to ask you relatively soon. How do you feel about the last 3 weeks politically in this country? Listen, I was at the barbershop yesterday. I got asked it in the barber chair. You can't escape this conversation when you're trapped with a nigga with clippers, clipping your hair and in control of how you look for the next number of weeks. How do you feel legitimately? Before we were kind of like, now is it better? Do you feel...
You put me on the hot seat because you know I've like avoided all of it.
Yes. So I'm giving you the take as long as you like. If you want to do a long answer, short answer.
I think that we are in a it's unprecedented where we are right now. I think it's very unprecedented, and I think to some in a good way. I think in a good way, in a bad way, and like I don't know what I feel like 2 weeks ago it was like they were just, I think both candidates were just willing to let the chips fall where they may. They were both polling at like 40%. They were both largely unpopular. Like, I think that like Republicans were very apt to just be like, well, whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? It's basically like, we think we'll win, but like, fuck it, let's just see. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, the Democrats are kind of just like, well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you got the full breadth of how little faith they had in, you know, the president and other than Sunday when all the fucking stuff chips fell. Like the moment after he said I'm out, I was like, oh, she got $5 million in 10 minutes. Like that shit is crazy. But I think, you know, an assassination attempt being like the fifth bullet from the top is actually kind of crazy. It actually kind of shows you just how unpopular that candidate is.
Yeah, essentially. I think how not popular both is, considering how much money she raised in the like last like 48 hours.
Yeah, and I mean, you think about it like this. It's like, I think I was like, the one thing that they needed was youth, and I think the moment they pulled the youth, it was over. It's to the races now, and yeah. I'm not getting my hopes up, you know, particularly large, but like this, it definitely feels different. It definitely feels like remember the shift in 2020 when one of them caught COVID, and then at that moment we were like, oh, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels.
We're not even using names on this. That's hilarious.
No. I think that but you know what I'm talking about, right? Like that shift.
Yes.
It kind of feels like that shift just happened, where it was like, oh, they can't fight back against this. I don't think they have what it takes to fight back against what's happening right now. I think that it's the right time, and people are questioning why are they doing it so close. I'm like, no, this is the perfect time. You don't want people to be questioning things past 6 months at this point. You want people to be going at it like right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, I'm keeping it a bug with you. I asked this because I know you're going to be asked this a million times between now and November. I was trapped in my barber's chair. I had to have a good 40-minute discussion on this about how I feel, and I didn't actually like vocalize like how I felt ever. I'm cool with where it's headed now. I didn't like where it was before. I feel better now about like I was gonna vote. I was gonna vote the old nigga anyway, just because. But now I feel like better about it.
Yeah,
voting Democrat like slightly.
Well, there's things. There's certain things that are going on right now.
Shams reporting it was crazy.
Very crazy.
Like I legit. That's how I figured it out.
I'll say that she has grabbed the moment. Like the account she has, the HQ account, without even being a blue check, over 1 million followers in a day. Every single tweet there, and again, like as someone who works in social, I see they are targeting organically. Like they're going for the Charlie XCX memes. They're going to LGBTQ community. They're hitting all the right points. I think the most important point, Meelz, is that she is not speaking on what's going on over in the Middle East, and she's not speaking on it, and she's like not engaging in it. And I think that's extremely smart as well, because it's showing you that like she's moving a lot differently than, you know, what he was doing. And I think a lot of her look and her branding was like the boomer. It was like boomer branded. She was basically in his shadow. And I think I want people to recognize or really realize that she's moving a younger and more youthful and more flexible campaign right now. And I think that that you look at the conversation was 2 weeks ago, that one dude's too old and now he's gone. He's gone. And it's like, no, now the other dude's too old.
When I was out with Black Announce Table and Armand, shout out to you guys, when we went to WNBA, and then we went out to a bar after. They were showing it on TV. They didn't even like refer to Biden as president. They said 81-year-old candidate has bats. I think he was like, it was like a rally or something along those lines, like they were having that day or something along those lines, and he just looked terrible. So yeah, I feel a little better about it. Second thing I want to ask you.
It's hard not to feel better about it. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. A couple of my friends, Pat, Eric, they're like, whoa, You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't think that this party would act like a real party, and they're acting like a real party and doing real politics. I say there's two things that are gonna shape what happens. It's her speech at the DNC next month. She's got to knock it out the park. I believe she could because she's a great speaker. It's that, and it's waiting for those first approval numbers to come in. And if they hit over 50, then I think that I think it might be a wrap.
Second thing I want to ask you: who is your favorite WWE person to follow on social media, and why?
You know, it used to be Izzy Dame. You know, but we all know what happened with Izzy Dame.
It hasn't been confirmed. Like, it's just this. Like,
I confirmed it. I don't think there needs to be much more confirmation than that.
Could Braun just not be like, yo, y'all out? I'm out too. Like, we going to Nashville this weekend? Fuck, I ain't doing nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Why are you going to Nashville? And I asked her the same thing. I said, why he going to Nashville?
I like, for some reason.
Hey, thank you, Sid. Hashtag no Izzy. Thank you, Sid, in the chat. Hashtag no Izzy.
So I can't say shout out to DMV.
Armand, she posted herself drinking smoothies with a male hand. Come on, man.
Male hand. Was it orange? Was it dark?
Was it on TV? It wasn't on TV, bro.
Was it on TV? Okay.
He be getting a spray tan, bro. You know what I mean?
I don't follow a lot of WWE wrestlers for just random reasons. I feel like none of them have the truly engaging content that I like. I do like, of course, Maxine Dupree. She's great at it. Even though I am a man,
Sydney Smerzel. What's her last name?
Smerzel. You know how to get it off, man. Got to do the real name just in case it fall through. The bag ain't gonna stop. So I fuck with Maxine Dupree. I fuck with Johnny Barnes says Punk is a good follow. I do believe that Punk is a good follow. He's got some jokes every now and then.
I think just for pure Black excellence and affluence post, Jay Cargill is definitely one. She's on the trip every goddamn week.
She to cemeteries. Like, I didn't know that was her bag. Like, I didn't know that was her thing. She's like, yes, I think she loves scary movies. She loves cemeteries. She loved that entire thing. I was like, all right, I think
cool. She likes cemeteries because she's practicing for when AEW dies when she visits that one.
Okay. All right.
One. Okay.
All right. Okay. I'm trying to think of some good. Well, yeah, Samantha Irvin is on a generational run right now, obviously. I'm trying to figure out, because mostly it's NXT, and then apparently when you get to the main roster, it's like I don't have time for fucking social media anymore.
Right.
Because half of them, Cora Jade is a good follow.
Y'all niggas follow a lot of WWE niggas. Hold on, let me see who I follow. I follow Omaz. His are random. He has random. I follow Omaz because he was really nice to me at Wally Mania, and he was a really cool guy, and so I follow him.
Good lord, it kind of goes a lot. Like, they don't show up on my feed randomly. It'll be TikTok, for instance. Like, that's where I'll follow people. Like, did I tell you Nani from the Challenge followed me on TikTok?
Really? You don't even post nothing?
I don't post nothing. She was posting some skin lotion shit, and I was like, that looks like a good lotion. And she follows me back. I literally just commented. I was like, the bar can't be this low. Oh, I never told the story about my challenge thing. I never told it on. I was trying to tell Quan this entire time, but he had not watched All Stars 4. So the day before, All Stars 4 comes out, random challenge talk. This is what we do on this. The finale comes out. I'm outside, so I turn on Instagram, and like at 11 a.m. Eastern, Laurel was posted, I won, and I commented on Laurel's post. I was like, damn, can I watch the episode? And she says, oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? I should have been more thing that people could have watched the episode, because I got like 350 likes in like 10 minutes. Like, because niggas was like, I thought it was just like one of them challenge aggregator accounts. I didn't even like look at it. It was like, oh, it's Laurel. So she I hit her up because the likes on the comment was going crazy. And I was like, oh, yo, chill. I my bad. I didn't mean to like blow it up crazy like that. She was like, no, no, no. And then she sent me this long ass voice message. Hold on. Do you want to hear the voice message?
You still have it?
Yeah. Instagram saves everything, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, hold on.
It was really her.
Yeah. Hold on.
Hey, Meelz. No, I know you didn't mean any harm by that comment. By that comment, you were the one that made me realize, oh shit, fuck. Like, yeah, there's hardworking people out there at their fucking job that want to go home and, you know, watch it and celebrate. And then I felt bad. You were the only person that I felt bad about because you got those other snarky people out there being like, thanks for the spoiler. And it's like, well, bitch, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my fucking page, off my face. Get out of my fucking sight, you know?
I love this woman.
No, she's great. You know, my wife hates Laurel. She hates her, but I feel like she's coming around. And I came around on Laurel a little bit too. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what she's like in the new season. Yeah, we definitely should use that. We definitely should use that voice note. On a.
I'll ask her because now she watches my Sunday TikToks and like laughs and reacts to them and shit like that. I was like, okay, yeah. All right. So and now I need a WWE. I need one of them WWE girls to follow.
Nigga, we could definitely get her if we do a challenge pod. We could definitely get her on.
Oh yeah. I think so. We're tight.
Ideas? All right, whatever. You don't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it.
I'm not against it. It's just that I have like it's a lot to like deal with currently. You know what I'm saying?
If I just edit it like I edit this show every week, then you don't have to do much of the work.
The time it's finding time throughout the week to do it. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm trying to figure out the third thing. All right, so yeah, WWE. I need WWE. I know you're supposed to like. They technically have a job and they're being monitored all the time, and they can't really post anything that they did except the thirst traps and like all this stuff. But like, show me your life. Like, what's wrong with you guys?
I think Maxine Dupree does that on TikTok. I think somebody said earlier Tiffany on TikTok is good too. She's a lot more of her on TikTok than she is on Instagram. Instagram's kind of like the basic stuff, but they look like they have fun. I like Tiffany's day in the life when she goes to SmackDown. But you get to see like all the designer bags she's bought since she got on the main.
Yeah, nah. Tiffany is just like she went to Saudi Arabia just to go to the mall. Like she was like, I need the belt in person. Nah. And then I also liked he doesn't do it anymore. And I know you guys like find him annoying and fucking I don't know. Isaiah Cassidy from Private Party, who used to do the YouTube videos. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, this is your life? Like, this is a regular, like, he might as well not have a job.
Yeah, he might as well because he's not on TV. Don't make me shade AEW. We got a lot of that coming. So
but he's a good time. He looks like a good time. Him, Daniel Garcia, going out, they clubbing, they going out to amusement parks every time they go to a new city. They're like working out.
With wrestlers and what is up with wrestlers and amusement parks? They love Disney. They love Universal. What is it about them that loves to wait in lines?
I don't know, bro. Fucking Johnny Gargano too. He has a vlog now too. I follow him on YouTube too. They do his vlog. It's very like it's as much as you think about Johnny and Candace in real life. It's probably like down to the T of it.
Yeah, big fucking nerds. Yeah, I know.
So they're like going to Copenhagen and like I'm sleeping in a hotel and my flight got delayed. So I'm now just walking around the airport, fucking around and dicking around and shit like that. Like, it's kind of how it goes. But I appreciate WWE stars like letting us into their life in like a real way. But I feel like their lives are incredibly boring, so I can't really. Like, I don't know what they. I know what they do, but I don't know.
Their life is travel, catering, in the car, airplane. And then on their days off, they go to the amusement parks or whatever. I think the only person that really like does stuff that we might do, like us might do, is like Xavier. Like he's always on Twitch. He's always doing some shit like that. He was at Evo last weekend. He was at Evo. He did an event. While he was there. I love the love that he shows to the fighting game community. It was really cool to see him out there. And he was sitting there watching the Street Fighter 3 Third Strike finals, and he's taking pictures with fans, and he was cosplaying. His son was there as well. He brought his son as well. Really cool. It was a really cool little thing to see.
I wish I had a third thing, but I feel like we're extending this. So I'm just going to do two things for now. Maybe I'll find a third thing somewhere in the show. Because we technically should probably talk about wrestling at this point. There's some news we got to talk about this week. And shout out to you if you're watching live. And if you're not subscribed to the Patreon, please do subscribe to the Patreon. But if you're watching live and you intend on watching for the next about an hour and a half still, you're going to get the entire show for free. But realistically, you'll also DMV. I haven't started watching Love Island.
I don't know if I didn't even bring it up DMV because I thought Meelz would just like tell me to fuck off.
I'm not a.
You know where this conversation started though, right? It started from Black Print. So like we were talking about Love on Black Print.
But then you were talking about on War Report last week too.
Oh yeah, we were talking about on
so shout out to War Report. Tune into that last week, even though we're gonna talk about some of the same stuff over again.
I mean, it's over now, so like I don't want to spoil anything for you. So
you could spoil it for me. I don't give a fuck.
OBJ's brother won. Him and his girl, they won.
Okay,
whole thing.
Okay.
A lot of
Beckham. Okay.
Yeah, he thought that everyone thought that the girl Leah. I'm telling you, I would have done violent things if Leah won, bro. There's no reason she should have won. I feel like Cordell and his girl had an actual arc throughout the whole season. Whether I liked it or not, what was going on, they did feel the realest to me as a couple on the show.
So if you haven't subscribed to the Patreon, please do subscribe to the Patreon. $5, you get the whole show for free. If you didn't catch us on live in the middle of your workday, if your boss is in a meeting right now and you don't have us on mute or something, like just tune in Patreon. You get the full episode for free. Yep. Let's talk about wrestling.
Yep, let's talk about it. This week, it's come up that Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Tamina, their contracts are coming up, and they won't be used. It's caused quite an uproar, strangely, but it's also coincided with a lot of things.
Less Tamina on the uproar.
Yeah, less Tamina. Well, I did see some Tamina love, and I'm like I just kind of side eye that, but we talked about this about a month ago on the show. MVP talking about comments about Triple H emasculating black men, and all of the stuff that was going on. MVP was in people's comments saying that. And then we get to the Bobby Lashley conversation. Now Bobby, we have not minced words about his role in the company for the past year, and longer than that. I have always talked about how I felt about how he's been booked and how he's looked extremely strong throughout his tenure. But you get to the point where you have these situations where wrestlers leave, and then the first conversation you have is not how great they were and how you hope that they're better elsewhere. It is how much they were fucking failed by the company while they were there. And I think in Bobby Lashley's case, you've talked about it on Twitter. I've seen people talk about how many days he's had.
I muted every tweet that I talked about him on Twitter just because it was getting weird to me.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's always, and we don't sugarcoat this, there's always a line to say, okay, like there were things in the past 20-25 years in WWE that were not always fully progressive. You know what I'm saying? We've never shied away from that. Mm-hmm. I think that in terms of the last 3 to 4 to 5 years, I think that a lot of people of color have benefited. I think Bobby Lashley is somebody who's definitely benefited, especially throughout the pandemic era. And I mean, like, what more could you have wanted from him? I think he came back in 2018, 2019. It was shaky at first. He had that little run with Leo Rush. He was slapping his booty cheeks, bending over. Then the pandemic.
Vince made him do that, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing that's crazy to me is that like everyone is attributing the bad stuff to Triple H.
Their failure of Bobby Lashley to Triple H. They're saying like Bobby Lashley has not lived up to where he's supposed to be because Triple H hasn't booked him that way. And I'm like, Bobby Lashley's career didn't start in 2022.
Exactly.
Bobby Lashley's career has been going on since the moment. I don't know if you remember Bobby Lashley's debut. The moment Bobby Lashley debuted, he was a major star. Yeah. He showed up and he beat up Simon Dean. And it was like, and A year later, he's ECW champion. A year after that, he's on the big marquee of WrestleMania. A year after that, he's fighting for the WWE championship, and then he leaves for a long time. Like, this isn't new. And then he comes back, right? And has a better run the second time than he has the first time. With less of the like issues that he had. I'm hoping it's less of the issues that he had. But less of the issues that he had. Bobby Lashley has had a great career. And then I had Sean Ross Sapp, he was like in his mid-40s too. Like, if you look at it, like, this is unprecedented to have a real defining run in your mid-40s. You still look like you're in your like late 30s, to be real with you.
Yeah.
You still look good. But to have that run, 2 WWE championships, 2 United States championships, all this, I guess people want him to win the Royal Rumble, feud the Bloodline, and take the championship at WrestleMania.
That's the thing. When you ask people what they wanted, it's like he want opportunity, chances, long-term stories. But in his instance, Meelz, all they wanted was the Hurt Business to come back. They didn't want him to win any more titles. They didn't want him to have any more stories. They just wanted to see all of those people together in suits. And I think that's like so like it's so regressive to where he actually was. I thought that honestly, when they broke the Hurt Business up, it had kind of run its course, because I felt like at that time the only believable characters in that stable, in my opinion, were Bobby and MVP. They were the only believable people in that stable. I thought that Cedric and Shelton, they were there. They took a lot of pins. It looked cool what they were doing, but like ultimately, if you wanted to get to them versus the Bloodline, and I ask you this, and I asked the chat, would that have been a believable matchup for any of them with the way that they booked the Usos, the way they booked Roman Reigns, the way they booked Solo Sikoa? Like, there's no way that even would have looked good. And you know, to their detriment, I felt like they were honestly victims of the Bloodline being so hot. And I think no one thought that the Bloodline was going to catch fire like that. And Hurt Business they couldn't catch up. It just couldn't. Like, regardless of how they wrote it, it couldn't catch up with the Bloodline.
I think the thing with Bobby is, shout out to New York City traffic in the background, of course. Even live, it's still a plague that lives in my life. But no, like, everything is I'm trying to figure out where Bobby would necessarily fit in these days. And the thing is with Bobby is that he's been built up so much through the Vince era, right? And he seems like, we talked about it in the beginning, right? We talked about it as soon as the shift started changing. We did who's V and who's H. And clearly, Bobby was not H. Bobby is, and that's for the reason of like these people who come up with events. I wouldn't expect a couple people to be H neither. But I think what Triple H was trying to do, especially with the new Street Profits thing, was not necessarily hold on to the lore, try to be a little bit more progressive with your things, as you said, because a lot of the Hurt Business stuff was regressive. Even though, honestly, it felt like Hurt Business with a new coat of paint, because the way Bobby Lashley came in, and then kind of the Street Profits, who best quality is, to be honest, their speaking, their ability to connect with the crowd. They were silenced. They were essentially changed, had to buy like 3-piece suits and come out every week. It took away from what the Street Profits were. And I think that's what we were trying to like say through this entire time. And people are now going to attribute that as a failure as well. Whereas I think it was an opportunity where it wasn't, they originally had plans. It looked like they were moving forward with them as a heel group. People didn't want to necessarily.
They want to boo them.
Yeah, they didn't want to boo them because Bobby's fucking awesome.
Which was weird, because like they had no problems booing Bobby before. You know what I'm saying? Like it just felt like it was just time for him to be the babyface, and that's fine. But I think that the longing for the Hurt Business, I think, is just so regressive, because like even in people within this community, they always say things go on for too long, right? Like, it's always Bianca's champ for too long, but now she's a tag team champ for too long. Now she's doing. It's like people will turn on you on a dime. So like, they brought Hurt Business back, they'd be like, why are they bringing Hurt Business back? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are they doing this again? You know what I mean? And
it should have Mello in it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, what? I'm like, no, Mello should be able to stand on his own. Like, I saw a tweet where somebody was, and I responded to the tweet. They were like, yeah, I wish we would have got this Mello Bobby feud. And I was like, Mello was gonna lose, and then what? Because that's really the big issue with Bobby too. All he fucking does is beat people all the time. He whooped everybody's ass. Remember when he was just whooping Matt, like rightfully so. But remember when he was whooping Matt Riddle's ass?
Not rightfully so.
Remember when he whooped Matt Riddle's ass for like 6 months?
Bro, he whooped everyone's ass from 2020 through 2022.
Exactly.
He whooped Ricochet, Apollo. It was becoming weird. R-Truth, New Day. It was becoming weird, the selection of the choices of people whose ass he was whooping. But again, this is also a man who was booked under Vince McMahon's regime, and it's like big, strong, need him to look strong.
Yeah.
This is a man who won against Omos at WrestleMania, who I think Omos had never been defeated up to that point. I could be wrong.
Hadn't Braun had beat him in Saudi at that point? Maybe.
Potentially. The Omos timeline is very shaky considering nothing happens for long stretches.
I just look at it and I'm like, well, he is a character that, and we've talked about this on the show, but he's a character that by design, the IWC or whatever, they do not like these types of characters. So for them to be longing for him to like have gotten more, he deserved more, the Hurt Business deserved more. What more did they deserve? They had all the fucking titles. They had everything. What more do they deserve, Meelz? Like I don't understand that point of view at all.
No, I mean it's not that. Yeah, I mean they did everything. To be honest, my thing with the Hurt Business is, to me, could there have been more done? Yes, but under the regime that was there, Vince McMahon, it's not like it's. I'm trying to figure out where it's Triple H's fault in all this. Who literally put Bobby on TV still, gave him a group still, allowed him to be this honestly a more progressive group than it was before. No offense to Shelton and Cedric, but it's like I like that it was different because oftentimes we get too wrapped up on nostalgia. Oftentimes we get too wrapped up on like when the Shield's coming back together and Undisputed Era and a lot of these things, and it ends up being like, for instance, even the Miz and R-Truth, right? Like Miz and R-Truth, a great little revisit to whatever it was before, but it's like ultimately these aren't things that define their career. Hurt Business isn't going to define. It shouldn't define all of it. Maybe Cedric, but it shouldn't define a lot of these people's careers because Bobby's an amazing wrestler himself. But it's like it's tough to book around Bobby because Bobby can't lose too often
at all. He can't lose at all.
He lost to Santos Escobar. I thought that was crazy. He lost to Santos Escobar. Not like crazy, but like the fact that it happened, it's kind of crazy. He lost to. He was about to. Honestly, he was going to lose to Melo in that King of the Ring tournament, or the Money in the Bank, or no, King of the Ring. It was a King of the Ring tournament. He was going to lose to Melo, I believe, if I had it there, or maybe he was going to go to the finals and face Randy and lose there. He wasn't winning the King of the Ring tournament.
But he don't never. But that's the thing. When the last time you saw him get pinned, you know what I'm saying? When do he get pinned? When do he do anything? He always looks strong. It's like that's a very 80s way of going about it. Yes, that's fine. But like, if he was not ready to walk into his destiny of being somebody that basically was a person that puts people over, then he got to go. I think a lot of the people like Sheamus, all the people, they're starting to fit into those roles where they're being the shepherd for the new guys to come in. They're being the shepherd for the guys in their 20s to start having the long careers that they had. Orton is somebody that understood this a long time ago. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like he's somebody that understood that he should be taking these L's to these people just because the business needs that. You know what I mean? And I think with Bobby, it's very tough. Like you said, it's very tough to book him. But more than that, like it's very tough to, I mean, essentially create or muster a character out of him. Because I'm still wondering what this character is that people think that they were seeing on TV. It was the same dude from heel to face. He plays the same character. He's just in a suit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand what they saw. And I think that when it comes to Triple H, I've seen people say, "Oh man, like the allegations." Like, what allegations are you talking about?
That apparently is a big not racist, but he holds down blacks. It's weird, bro. This shit is weird. Like, it's clearly not the case. It's clearly a lot of people have attributed their success to Triple H, and it's clear that people running with this narrative. I do think it's because there isn't a major black talent in a prominent position right now. Mm-hmm. But to be honest with you, we're building up all those talent. Melo's here. You know what I'm saying? Bianca. Bianca's helping Jade come along. So when Jade does get to that point, it's gonna be over. So you get to the point where Jade and Charlotte's in the ring, and it's like, oh shit. And you can have one on one roster and one on the other, to be honest with you. Like, we're building to get to that point. Trick Williams is probably going to be one of the biggest things that ever hits. Well, actually, I don't want to say that. Trick Williams, I think, will be a big deal considering the reactions that he get and the connection he has to the crowd, which is very real.
Fuck that, Obafemi. If you lose Bobby and get Obafemi, I'm completely fine with that. I think a lot of people should be too, because he is essentially the next era. He is the he is the person that Bobby should be having feuds with, potentially advancing or losing to, or not even just losing to, but helping get them to the next level. And I think that it's very hard for me to parse the fact that he wants to leave at the moment where, like, okay, now he's not getting all of the wins and like, you know what I'm saying, like those opportunities that like he used to be getting. Like, it's been but I'm not gonna say that it hasn't been weird his last year. It has been weird. You know what I'm saying? It's been strange. The Bray Wyatt thing was weird. I know a lot of that had nothing to do with Bobby in itself. It had to do a lot with Bray's health, and I'm guessing Brock was probably trying to do his own thing at that time too. With Roman, that was a weird era. The Pride to me was a weird era. I think that it's just very tough to book somebody like that, like for the reasons that we've been talking about.
So, what do you think about the conversation surrounding Bobby potentially going to AEW?
When have you ever seen them book somebody like him correctly? They had Keith Lee, though they have Keith Lee. And what have they done with him? They have Wardlow. And what have they done with him? Bobby don't do moonsaults, so I don't know what the fuck they about to do with him.
Yeah, it's a shout to everyone in the chat, by the way. No, it's tough for me to think that Bobby would thrive in AEW compared to a WWE setting. I think creatively, AEW is a point where most of these, I guess, older talent of maybe a earlier generation decide where they want to go when they feel like they aren't getting the creative freedom that they maybe want or feel like they've deserved. But
then when you see they creative freedom, it be garbage. If his creative freedom is, I'm gonna do the Hurt Business, but I'm gonna do it in AEW. Why are y'all defending this so much? Like, you know what happened when they brought the Undisputed Era back in AEW? Nothing happened. Nothing.
Like, it's Bobby in AEW. I just can't. I see it as an even worse fit than Adam Copeland in AEW. And Adam Copeland, Edge is still my GOAT. Edge is my GOAT. I don't know about Adam Copeland. Nah, they're the same guy. Let me shut the fuck up. But it's just weird. Like, and then you feel empowered to do things like jump off of a cage and break your leg. Like,
I don't think he's gonna do all of that. But I'm gonna tell you,
he could feel empowered to do that shit.
He about to.
They didn't let me do that in WWE. I'm about to spear a nigga through the damn ceiling. Something along those lines. Like,
he's about to have 20 wins, 0 losses, and he's not gonna get the title. Because the way that AEW, I say this all the time. I know people are tired of me saying this. The way this company is constructed, unless you are one of their top paid acts that started the company, that's your Kennys, that's your Bucks, that's your Adam Coles, your Pages, you're not reaching that level. You're not reaching that level, bro. You're just not.
Shout out to chat. Bobby Lashley versus Darby Allin is the funniest match that they could book.
And Darby gonna win. And Darby gonna win.
Darby gonna win too. Same move. Same little back thing, and just slide right off of Bobby. And
he's gonna be so unhappy. He's gonna be maybe more unhappy than he was in TNA. He's gonna be
because when you let's look at the current status of a lot of former WWE stars in AEW. There's very few who's doing well. Moxley, to be honest with you, seems like he's in a rut. It seems like the fun, the happiness, the joy of DDTing people and putting skewers in your head is over. When they told him stop doing that, when they told him stop bleeding, stop putting skewers in your head, Stop.
I think Moxley just don't want to be on American TV no more, and I think that they should actually honor his request. I think they should take him off TV.
I think when you look at Miro is just like, obviously he's given up on everything, but he re-signed to me, which was the craziest. I was like, bro, you re-signed like last year, 2021, one of those things. Like
we all do silly things when we want a Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it is. We all do.
The bread was looking right. It probably
if I'm just gonna give you $2 million, you're gonna take it, right? If I'm just gonna give you $2 million to stay at home or stay in wherever the fuck he's living at now, Poland, is that where he is? Warsaw.
Adam Cole was just his career. I don't think his career can ever. If I was Adam Cole, and maybe this is a stretch if I'm Adam Cole, maybe he's like having the best time ever, I would ask for my release.
Kenny Smith, it's over. It's over.
It's just not working out in AEW, and that's not to any fault of like the AEW creative. It's just that when you go somewhere and it's just like, this isn't working. This don't feel right. This don't feel like I should be. Like, he's gonna come back, face the same people in different suits and stuff like that. Like Aleister Black. I don't even remember last time Aleister Black been on television.
Weren't they feuding with the Patriarchy?
Nah, the boy bang gang.
Though. They were though, and then I guess they just aren't anymore. They dropped
the trios. Yeah, they dropped the Patriarchy is now feuding with the Bang Bang gang.
That's who Bobby's really going to be feuding with. The Bang Bang gang. It's going to be the Hurt Business versus the Bang Bang gang. And I'm sorry. But I'm sorry to Bobby and MVP and Shelton and whoever else is going to be in that group. Y'all about to get the most slurs thrown at you when you face the Bang Bang gang, because you already know that unless you're doing that little jig dance, they're not fucking with you, bro. They're not fucking with you, bro.
Oh my God! Speaking of the little dance in AEW, last week on AEW television we had a classic in the making. Some rated it a 5 3/4 star match. MJF versus William Osprey. I don't even know if his name. Maybe it's Bill. I don't know. Will Osprey. 59 minutes, 58 seconds. The match. So you guys talked about this on the War Report. We can now say afterwards, for ratings, Deploy worked. Increased their ratings by quite a bit, still not over 800,000, but they're moving in a better direction that they were before. They were ticking closer. They were like raising. It would be like 3,000 this week, 1,000 that next week, and people would be like, AEW ratings rise. Now it's officially like rise. You know what I'm saying? For those who may not have heard it, go definitely check out the War Report. But what were my thoughts on this match? I'll say my thoughts and then I'll ask you for your thoughts. My thoughts were that the match was obviously, I don't want to say it's too long, but I think it's here's the best analogy I could give, and I feel like you would understand this. Remember when you first started writing and you had the subject you were really, really passionate about, and you were doing a freelance thing and you wrote like 1,400 words on it. You were like, oh my God, like quote here, add a paragraph here, do this, that, and the third. And you send it to your editor. And then your editor is like, finish with the edits. And you look on Google Drive and it's mad red shit.
Yeah, it's 700 words now.
It's like, let's take out this paragraph. You know what I'm saying? This could be moved up here.
It felt like you was watching 3 different matches. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, it felt like you were watching a lot of different. I felt like they went through their whole feud in one night, and that's what makes it. Because like the rematch has to come. You know what I mean? Like the rematch has to show up. So like, what could you do in a rematch that you already like? You can't do Epic twice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Epic happens in a moment. You know what I mean? And whether you
it's an experience. It's an experience that happens.
You can't repeat Epic. You know what I mean? Like Okada and Kenny was like one of the few that you could, you know, they don't live up to the first match, but they kind of get there. But they didn't redo the Epic. They didn't redo the Epic twice. You know what I mean? They didn't redo it 3 times. I think that ultimately, like, MJF and Osprey, and I said this last week. It was a lot. It was a lot to watch. I don't think I remember a lot of it. I don't think a lot of people remember a lot of what the fuck happened in that match. I think that goes for a lot of stuff that they do, but that's neither here nor there. But I want to say that, like, ultimately when it comes right down to it, you had to do this match now because they're bleeding ratings. You know what I'm saying? And you're trying to essentially put MJF back into it. But my issue is, Meelz, is that you beat Will Ospreay 2 times in a month. That will always be my issue with this. You beat your biggest star 2 times in a month. Imagine Cody shows back up, he becomes your biggest star, and you have him lose to Seth twice that May and June. That's essentially what it was. You know what I'm saying? You don't have them on the way to what they should be getting. So now you already know now he's not getting the title this year, which is I think is a huge mistake. Huge mistake.
Absolutely.
I don't think Swerve nor Bryan Danielson deserve that title right now. I don't think they're hotter than Will Ospreay is. So it's, again, you're giving them time to cool him off or to cool off on him because they're going to be seeing the same Will Ospreay match every fucking month. And that's really the issue, is that we're going to be seeing this again. And it's not going to be as special anymore. And it's not going to have the story that it does. So I don't know who this benefited. Probably just more MJF than anyone.
The ratings. I mean, the ratings. It benefited the ratings, apparently.
Yeah. But, like, now they have another hour-long match coming this week with Blood and Guts. Lord help me, because I got to watch that shit this week too.
Good Lord.
They have another hour-long match. Can this happen again? There's a lot less. I'm going to tell you right now, this week's match has about 4-6 less stars than what we saw last week.
The Gaga is out there. It is the Elite, Matt and Nick Jackson, Kazuchika Okada. It was just if you complain about what he would be doing in WWE.
When are we going to be honest about what he's doing right now?
Like, it's going to come. It's going to be a time where we can rightfully debate it, because the worst has yet to come, in my opinion.
I don't think he would have. I'm gonna be fucking real with you. I don't think he would have been booked like this in WWE.
Nah, I feel like he would have. I think he would have been big star at the Japan show that's coming up this weekend. And then also, I feel like he would have been integrated a lot more. Maybe SmackDown, maybe Raw. I don't know. Maybe NXT. Who knows? But yeah, I don't think. To me, this is like an embarrassment of riches, and more on the embarrassment side. We got Jack Perry and Hangman Adam Page, and they're going to go on against Team AEW. The Elite versus Team AEW is weird because it's like, both y'all niggas AEW. What the fuck are we talking about?
It's not like the Elite or NWO.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, what? Y'all both AEW.
It's just weird. The story's not great. The
AEW champion is in this for whatever reason. And Brian isn't featured, so Swerve Strickland, Mark Briscoe, Darby Allin, Max Caster, and Anthony Bowens. Whoop whoop. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
I think they have momentum somewhat. Because the thing is, whenever they pop a good rating, that's when you see all the issue. Like, that's when you see, like, WWE's doing terribly. That you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when the narrative starts. Is like when they
won't book Bobby this way that they're booking Swerve.
Yeah, like that's when you start seeing it happen, and then when they're on the low, it's like, y'all are picking on us, man. Wrestling's for everybody. You know what I'm saying? When it always goes from one pendulum to the next. So, like, they have their momentum right now. I think that this is with the card as it looks right now for Wednesday. I don't see it getting the heights that it got this week, because Blood and Guts usually ends the show, right? So I don't think that, and usually people tune out in the second hour, right? So I don't think it'll get what it usually gets unless they start it with Blood and Guts, which would be extremely stupid. I think people would tune out of that in droves because it's a lot more violent than MJF Osprey was, I guess, in terms of like blood and shit like that. But I don't know, man. They just, again, I feel like my brain cells disappear when we talk about these motherfuckers. But yeah,
no, it is what it is. How do you feel? Like, there's been rumors about the WBD deal and rumors that they've been and there's an agreement has been come to, and it'll be announced in a couple of weeks according to SEC Scoops, SES Scoops, SE Scoops. Like, I can't for the WBD has got some shit they're going through right now with the NBA.
Yeah.
By trying to like see, we always wanted NBA. Then we wanted NBA. We matched the deal.
Not only the NBA meals, but the rampant layoffs they had to do. They did another round of layoffs last week. They are considering splitting Max and HBO into two different entities because now they realize, oh, this is fucking stupid and we shouldn't have did it.
HBO black and white and Max red and black.
Max 2000. They are in quite a pickle. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I think that whatever this deal may be, I think the rumor that came out this month was that AEW paper. And again, none of this is all of this unfounded. Nobody fucking knows. And also, it wouldn't be these accounts that are reporting it. It shouldn't be.
You would not get it from a wrestling account. A wrestling account is not going to be the one to reveal to us that pay-per-views are going on the app.
Exactly.
Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, pay-per-views, to be honest with you, the way they're structuring these things, like with Max and HBO and like splitting and stuff like that, seems like they're still a long way from figuring out where programming is going to be. So I couldn't imagine them just jumping immediately and saying like AEW, unless they have AEW pay-per-views to order via the Max app. I mean, I would hope not. I don't want to pay $59.99 for a fucking pay-per-view in 2024. To be real,
live stuff is actually like a kind of a new frontier for Max right now, and it is actually quite interesting the way that they do it. I don't know if they want to have AEW over like CNN be the shepherd for that.
You don't want like AEW, they air Dynamite, but it's like the it's got like a special guest host who's like talking over it on one stream.
I think what we should be paying attention to here, right, is that AEW took out or WWE took out a line of credit to try and match Amazon's offer for the NBA, and that we could potentially be seeing a lawsuit come out of this as it pertains to WB and the NBA. And I think that to me is extremely telling and should be concerning for what's going on with Max stuff. Like it's not a game, this rights deal coming up. And that doesn't mean they're going to have more money for AEW. I don't think that AEW gets $2 billion if they don't get fucking NBA, because there just isn't enough capital that AEW get to, you know what I'm saying, to earn all of that money. You know what I mean? I don't know what WBD, if it's still even going to be that in 2025. And I think AEW stands the risk of, your pay-per-views would be on Max, but Max is a dying platform that will probably be merged with fucking Paramount or something.
Yeah, essentially.
And it's essentially, you should have made a deal somewhere else instead of trying to wait for this, because I don't think it's a good idea.
I feel like nothing is truly stable in this media market as of right now. We can tell you now of us broadcasting in the middle of the fucking afternoon.
I would have been doing this whether I had a job or not. So like,
we would have never done a live if we had a job. I would run the risk of someone being like, "Isn't that nigga supposed to be putting together some shit for me?" And you out here having shows in the middle of the afternoon. Great show, by the way. But yeah, no, I'm interested to see where this all lines up. I don't know when we'll get the actual news itself. I'm assuming they're like, hey, let's wait till All In or something along those lines. But
still too late to be finalizing a deal of that magnitude.
They don't know what they're doing. Let's finish up this free portion of the show. Even though if you're watching us live on stream, we'll continue to stream throughout this. We're letting you behind the scenes of how we do this, how we switch over from the regular show to Patreon. It's not that impressive.
Keep talking. We're just gonna keep talking.
No, it's not that. Yeah. Been rumors that Hikuleo potentially signed to WWE. How do we feel about more Bloodline getting it in right now on the shows?
He better not be in the Bloodline, bro. For one, it doesn't match up to the numbers. I think to the potential numbers that we would have for I think if the idea what people think is going to be the War Games match, right?
Mm-hmm.
The numbers don't add up to me, right? Because it's
I'm not pulling it. We've already pulled like 3 niggas off the street to throw in War Games. I'm not doing it again.
True. I don't know, man. I think Hikuleo is he's fine. I think he's a fine wrestler. I've had the chance to see him on New Japan before. I think he's okay. I think he would benefit from probably not being around them. I think he should go to NXT first. You know we were talking about this in the chat as well. Like, I really like the way the Street Champ Solo was. I love that character, and I wish that it had a lot more time to congeal into something that did not tie to Roman Reigns so heavily.
Yeah.
I think Hikuleo would be really cool if he was able to, like Jey Uso, come up and do something on his own. I think in terms of the look, Meelz, he'd be great for NXT. He's got a look. He would immediately be one of the coolest people or coolest looking people on that roster. You could have him go up later. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I feel like the signings of these niggas is like it's insane. Like
to supplement a storyline is crazy to me. Like,
yeah,
and to me, it's like I get it, but I don't. Like,
because my question is, where do these people go when the Bloodline storyline invariably is over, or not over, but when it has gone beyond them? Because I would imagine the end game is The Rock coming back and none of these motherfuckers being a factor in this at all.
Niggas just being worms, flies.
I mean, essentially, Tama and Tongaloa could become the club. You know what I'm saying? After this shit's over with, like, the only one with a bright future coming out of this to me is Solo. That's the only person that I think has a long-term future after this is over with. The rest of them, Jacob as well. But I
don't know about Jacob, bro. We can talk about it on the show.
You being real?
Being real. I don't know, bro. Like, to me, yes, by conventional WWE standards, he should be a big deal. Just based on how he's booked, how he's presented, right? Like, this maniac, crazy person who does, like, he has the exclamation point move and all the other stuff.
My question from me to you is, does that impress you? And I think that's like the biggest thing is, it's like, does that impress you?
Me, no, but like, none of this impresses me, to be honest. The whole Bloodline thing doesn't impress me. Like, even Solo's standpoint, like, none of this is
in ring. I think the story is really good. I think in ring,
the story is good, yes, but in the ring, nothing really impresses me. But the story is good. But their props in all of this kind of thing,
they get Superman punched in a couple weeks.
They don't have distinct personalities. It's not like the normal Bloodline where Jey Uso had his own thing and Sammy had his own thing and Jimmy had his own thing.
I'll fight you on that. Tama has personality. I like Tama a lot. Tama is working, bro. Tama is really working. I'm telling you,
he's working that eyebrow. That's the what fuck he's working right now. He's trying to angle that into something. You know what I'm saying?
He's most improved to me. Like, right now on my year-end list, he would be most improved right now. He'd be winning.
I can't tell because, one, I barely saw him work before this, and then two, it's like he's either in a tag match and he's not even getting the pinfall or something along those lines. Like, it's just not distinct enough for me to make a huge thing. Also in this Bloodline thing, Rikishi, Papa Bloodline, is upset with the direction of Jey Uso.
For what?
Niggas saying, I can't believe y'all have my son writing terrible storylines for my son. What is he supposed to kiss Rhea Ripley and ruin his marriage? Like, what? You guys are writing terrible storylines for my son.
Do you agree with this?
No, you don't know what the fuck he talking about, bro. Like, what substantial storyline has Rikishi ever been a part of? Running over Stone Cold Steve Austin? And I will argue, Meelz, that Jay is more over than Rikishi has ever been in his fucking career. I don't know, bro. This nigga was shaking that ass for 2-3 years and doing numbers.
And he ain't have to, like Gunner said, he ain't have to do the nay to do it. He ain't have to do the nay to do that shit. Shout out to Gunna.
But no, I mean he is definitely over. Like
Stop
Rover.
calling him the Yeet Man.
They ain't doing nothing with Yeet right now, is what he says. I'm like, they doing. Have you seen WWE Shop? Your son is a millionaire, nigga.
Put the glasses on. Let him send you the money that you asked him to send him.
Oh.
And then you just get over it, nigga. He needs to shut the hell up.
Let me
shut up.
Mark makes a good point right here. Look at this comment. Yeet better than Too Cool?
Yes. Yes. How many niggas in the crowd in Paris? Has Too Cool ever went to Paris and had everyone
doing the electric slide?
Ain't nobody doing that.
That weak ass electric slide, dog.
Ain't nobody doing that. Stop calling him Yeet Man. You want to be part of this? You know what it is? He want to be part of the bloodline.
He want to be part of it, bro. He got what he had? Them big ass fucking them big ass suits. I forgot what you call it. Fat wear.
Hey Meelz.
Quiche wear.
Meelz. This nigga wanna. You know how Jay got the glasses to say Yeet. He wanted glasses to say cheeks on it. That's the nigga. That's what that nigga want to have. He wanted glasses to say cheeks. Because that's what the fuck he was doing, was putting his fucking ass cheeks in people's faces. I don't want to see.
Oh my god!
Shut the fuck up! Like, he needs to call his dad and be like, "Shut the fuck up."
You ruining the money, bro. Whether I'm doing something or not, like you know what's coming, bro. I knew it. Like I don't know. Rikishi's not an idiot. You know what's coming. Like, come on, man. Do better. Do better.
He is like they're literally setting it up for him to be back in that storyline. But while he's not there, it's fine. He don't need to win the big one. He just needs to look. He just needs to be over, bro. I'm pretty sure he can fucking feed his. Shut up to Chris Mack. I'm pretty sure that he can feed his family for years to come off of all of this Yeet merch. I'm gonna tell you this too. Jey Uso, a 2-time Hall of Famer, maybe 3. Bloodline Hall of Fame, Usos Hall of Fame, Solo Hall of Fame. Period. He's a 3-timer.
Fact.
He's a 3-timer already. Leave him alone.
Let him dance, bro. Let him get caught up in Rhea Ripley's hot, bro. Like
I'm about to call him Cheeks Man. And if he wanted to kiss Rhea Ripley, hey,
you know what I'm saying? Final bit before we get off the free. Wyatt 6
update.
Yeah, this might be the last one. It seems like they're doing all right now.
Them niggas went ham sandwich for them niggas.
Hey man, they bounced that boy big old head off that ring like a damn pinball.
Hey, listen. They got it. They got it. They got it good, bro. They're over as fuck.
Yeah, they're over. They're over like Rover. They're over as fuck.
The Nikki Cross story is it seems to be something that they're gonna do next. They're gonna do the Nikki Cross story next.
No. Did her last night?
No, that was the beginning of it. I think they're gonna do the interview. They're probably gonna do the interview part. You know, all of them are getting interviews. I'm just glad that my prediction that they would be the alter egos of these characters is seeming to be coming to fruition, because that's the best way to do this. They should be these characters when they want to like hype themselves up, but they should be able to still be the normal characters that they were. And if that's the case of what they do, I think I fuck with this a little bit more. When Gable turned around into Uncle Howdy and he hit that fucking Sister Abigail and that crowd hopped out their motherfucking seats, I said, I don't really know what more we could shit on this. I was like, I think we're wrong. I was just like,
I guess they figured it out. As long as they wrestlers in the ring, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As long as they're not, this isn't like, because with the Bray Wyatt thing, it was so much of like him coming out, and it's probably because of his health, probably because he wasn't fully, he was hurt a lot and all these other things, so he would just come out and talk and ramble, but it wouldn't come to fruition for anything. They seem to be getting busy. I'm not sure if this is something that lands on SummerSlam, because SummerSlam looks good enough already.
7 matches in one night. I don't.
7 matches. 7 matches is that's what Triple H draws a line, baby.
Yeah. We're staring 4 hours in the face. with this show. So
I have a strong feeling that SmackDown and Raw, the go home Raw and SmackDown this week will be notable just for that reason, because there's too much to fit on SummerSlam. It's too much they're willing to allow. Could they do 10 matches on SummerSlam? Probably. Would y'all complain about it being terrible? Absolutely.
Yes.
It
would be whataboutism to the death. So let's not do that.
I fucking watched Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss on SummerSlam 2 years ago. This is the last Vince SummerSlam, by the way. Because then there's someone in my mentions. This was SummerSlam 2021. There's someone in my mentions saying that Drew McIntyre had a much more sustained run than Bobby. And I'm like, Bobby had a good run. And he was like, no, Drew McIntyre was always in the main event even after losing the title. I was like, nigga, he faced Jinder Mahal. And then he went to WrestleMania against Baron Corbin and Madcap Moss. He was in hell. You know what I'm saying?
Drew had to go through a lot of. We've said this on the show. Drew was actively a fucking afterthought trying to make things work after he lost the title the last time.
Yeah,
he was on an island. The only bright spot was facing 4K. You know what I'm saying? In the cage match. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
all right.
I was trying to figure out something else too. Shout out to these SummerSlam. I might go back and watch a couple SummerSlams. 2019 is a classic. I might go back and watch that. We should probably head over to Patreon.
Yeah, let's. I mean, we're there. Fuck it. Let's talk about. Let's get started with. Is that Jalen?
Everybody's here. Shout out to this.
We on Patreon?
He said 4K now.
Don't you get the message, bitch? I don't want you here, spook.
Get out of here.
Oh my.
Get out of here. Talk about the 4K down. That's my response to that.
Oh my God. Listen. They got to win this week. So can I explain? I crossed the line for 5 minutes on Sunday.
I don't know why y'all niggas do that. I don't know why y'all cross the line.
I'm never crossing the line again, bro.
Now you see why Joe Hendry and the Rascals be so happy in the PC.
I crossed the line because, first of all, it was just on. And then the WNBA All-Star game, which was really, really good this year, concluded. So I was like, all right, I'll watch the main event of, what was it, Hard to Kill, Hard Justice? What TNA got going on these days? Let me tell you something.
Hard Justice is crazy.
They used to have a pay-per-view called Hard Justice, I think. Tommy Dreamer need to put the pen down. You need to put everything down. What was this pay-per-view called? I have to find the pay-per-view. Rebellion, Slammiversary. It was Slammiversary. Oh, wow. Okay. See, I didn't even know the name. Sold Out Crowd. Shout out to them. Sold Out Crowd.
What kind of man goes to Slammiversary?
900, 3,000 more people than went to fucking Collision. I'll tell you that.
They had Collision at the Overwatch finals. Bro, how is Evo 2024 bigger than the goddamn Collision, bitch?
Let me tell you something. The way they set up this World Championship match. So Steve Macklin, who I didn't even see his elimination, but he got eliminated by Moose. Fine, Moose is a champion. Moose is the second elimination. Moose is eliminated by Joe Hendry, of all people. So you're like, okay, we get a Joe Hendry push. Like they're maximizing this NXT partnership, WWE partnership. This might be the Joe Hendry era. Joe Hendry proceeds to get eliminated by Josh Alexander, who maybe turns heel in this. I'm not sure. So he gets eliminated third. So it's between Josh Alexander, Frankie Kazarian, and Nick Nemeth. And Nick Nemeth walks out the new TNA champion out of all of this. And I'm just like, I watched it and I was like, this is a terrible way to book this elimination match. Like, you could have held Joe Hendry to the end. You could have waited. The turn could have been the end. Moose just gets cooked.
Here's my question about all of this, right?
Shout to Dolph.
Here's my thing about all of this. What is wrong with you? Why are you watching it? I need to call, like, do I need to call, like, the authorities, rehab, something for y'all niggas to start watching this show?
It was on, bro. Like, you ever like watch something just because it's on?
No.
You don't tune on to TBS one night and say like, damn, Rampage looking pretty good tonight.
I value peace in my life. TNA does not provide me the peace that I need in my life. No. They look like they are literally wrestling in an auxiliary gym most times. Exactly. Hold on. Great comment right here. You gotta see. You have to try to find TNA. So that is really what's shocking me about you niggas right now. You have to go find it.
I'm not watching this on a weekly basis. TNA move where the big wrestling shows aren't. They be like, SmackDown on Friday now? Shit, we moving to Thursday.
Where the big wrestling shows aren't. Behind the 7-Eleven off Manchester. They get like, there's no way.
TNA probably was on a Tuesday. NXT showed up. It was like, bitch, I guess we moving to Thursday, motherfucker. Like,
who is watching this on a Thursday? Is like our rest day. Thursday is where we rest.
Thursday is our rest.
I don't talk about no type wrestling, no type nothing. On Thursday, I'm not watching it, nothing. That's my challenge day. TNA's on my challenge day. I'm not doing that. You niggas is crazy. All right.
It is what it is. I also watched SmackDown this week. Let's get into SmackDown. SmackDown was a show that was bookended by Bloodline. Cody stuff. Cody's still going through his. What arc would you say this is in Cody?
This is the get his ass whipped arc. Cody. One thing about Cody is that he'll get his ass whipped for the story, but he gonna win at the end. He ain't got the upper hand at all. This whole fucking feud, he has not had one upper hand this whole time. SmackDown, I will say, for the past 2.5, 3 weeks has been the victim of it has really been the victim of being in between them going overseas or to other countries. So like it's either been skeleton crew or people not really working that hard. Not to say that they
not really working that hard. You're like Jade ain't working that hard.
It has felt minor. It's also felt house showish at times too. But a lot of the fucking stories right now are in a holding pattern because you've already have your women's program. You had that since May. You already know what the fuck was going to happen there. Cody, I mean, all of that is, I mean, you're essentially just waiting for Roman to come back. You know what I mean? And I think that's when it's going to be the next kind of era of that. SmackDown hasn't really had the ebbs and flows lately. I will say that, like, they have not ebbed and flowed the same way that Raw will do that up and down usually. So like for this to be a down period in SmackDown when it's really been knocking it out the park all year, I'm not gonna dock it too hard for that. But I will say that this was the weakest of probably the last couple of months of SmackDown. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? I mean, I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, it being sandwiched to me, it gave very like typical SmackDown opener, typical SmackDown closer. Cody comes out, he's calling out the Bloodline, and instead he gets Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. They set up that match for the middle of the night. Cody has to find a tag team partner. I thought at this point it was like, okay, who could be out there? And then it's a returning Kevin Owens, which is pretty dope. Shout out to Kevin Owens and everything that him and his family's going through. They have the typical SmackDown main event. Now, if you lived in the aughts, the 10s, the SmackDown main event was always champion tags with either challenger or someone of similar skill level versus either the challengers or some random tag team. This is a bona fide SmackDown main event.
New Fightful report. Shout out to DMV.
Okay.
Sources close to WBD's stance say there's nothing imminent over the next few days. I'll tell you motherfuckers knows.
Let me tell you something. The Mad Lib that is wrestling media of how you can put together words and people will believe them, to me is crazy. Instead of looking at what you read and say, now why would that be true? And why would you know this? Why would we
They
get this
said
from you?
They said the deal was agreed to in principle. But you know, the FIFO got to add a little bit of extra on it. They say, well, they expect the new deal to be done. No numbers, but they expect their relationship.
I expect the deal to be done.
Yes, I expect the relationship to continue too. We're worried about the money. We want to know what the money is. It is almost September. Their deal is up, and like
the negotiation window, according to Meelz, negotiation window,
it's close.
It's closed in the 21st. Yeah.
They could go somewhere else. Anyway, SmackDown. What were the big hits here? I know a lot.
I liked Logan Paul and LA Knight. I thought that was that back and forth was good.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't want to see Logan Paul right now. I don't want to see Logan Paul right now. I think for someone to have not been such a fucking knucklehead for so long, it was only a matter of time before he did some stupid shit.
Until he started knuckleheading. Yeah, no, for sure.
He's done stupid shit. I'm ready for that title to be off of him. The promos don't even hit the same to me.
That's crazy.
He brings up the president shit in the promo, by the way.
Did you watch the LA Knight Cody interview yet?
No, I haven't. I need to watch that.
No, you need to watch that. It gave me a new side of LA Knight.
It seemed to me that Cody was coordinating him to be like, okay, you're a guy now. Like,
yeah,
you're a guy.
I think this was, first of all, he confirms that people find him hard to work with, which is definitely something that almost got him fired 2 years ago. And he confirmed he seems like a nice, easy guy. Like, if you haven't checked out that Cody, LA Knight, Wheatley, they got this. What's the podcast now?
What do you want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about with Wheatley? I was like, is there a bag? This man will not.
Cody needs to get Kevin Gates on that show. I want to know what Kevin Gates want to talk about.
You know, Kevin. No, but it's a good thing. I like the LA Knight Logan Paul segment. I thought it was good business to set up this United States Championship feud that will be on SummerSlam. People have been complaining that this man has not been defending his title. It's Logan Paul. What the hell you want?
Do you feel like the E wants to get that title off of him right now?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they
to be
want.
Honest with you, in this political climate, just take the title off him.
I think they really want to get this title off of him right now. I've heard through a grapevine that the Hulk Hogan thing did not endear him to them at all either, and I think that he won't be seen for quite some time after his after him being on the RNC.
After him buzzing it open for Republicans.
Yeah, I think that the idea is that like they don't care if that's what you want to go to, but being openly like that, they're not trying to. They're not fucking with stuff like that.
Because again, for everything, yeah.
It's something that they've shied away from. They don't talk about politics at all on the show, and I think they I think to your point, DMV. I see. Let me put this up here. I'm gonna put this up here. I think TKO themselves don't care that much about Logan and Trump given Dana was at the RNC. I think that's a lot different because Dana is not an active talent that is working on these shows, and he's also the owner of one of their companies. I think that the difference is here, and from what I heard about all of that, was that as a talent, it's a lot different than what you're doing. And again, Logan is able to do that because he garners that type of attention, but don't have our title while you're doing that. I think that's the issue. And I think when it comes to Hogan, the guy's on thin ice as it is for all the shit that he does. And what I heard that RNC stuff did not endear him to a lot of people there in the company. And also you got to remember UFC and WWE are two different entities right now. One of them trying to avoid any scrutiny for things that have been going on in their company for the past 2 years. So,
also thought Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes was excellent.
Really good match.
Andrade wins. He needs the big win. He needs some direction. That's more than anything. He is someone who I don't think he's in like a Bobby place where it's tough for him to lose, but I also feel like he's good enough that he shouldn't that he should be doing something notable, something, just working towards something. But they do this a lot as well, where they'll give people wins, and it won't be like a substantial win. They'll just be wins for the sake of like, we like this guy, but like not enough to do something with him.
What to you would be upward momentum for him? Who could he face that's upward momentum for him? Because I think him and Carmelo doing what they doing is good, but essentially you're going to be saying the same thing about Carmelo soon too if he keeps losing. Yeah,
I'm going to say on the SmackDown roster, it's tough because there's not like a lot of parity between the main event and then
nigga, the mid card is here, and then everybody else above it are niggas that they're not going to be beating. So like,
no, because I was thinking like we've seen Andrade versus Cody before. I mean, it's the one where Cody puts himself through a flaming table for no fucking reason. Yeah. I'm not against seeing that again. I think that would be fire if they do it on like, I don't know, they probably won't do it on Bad Blood. But like an upcoming pay-per-view, an upcoming program, I'm not against that. If he decides he wants to vie for that thing, if he wants to be a U.S. title contender, I'm also cool with that.
That works.
As long as he's not beating up other Hispanic people like the rest of the other Hispanic people on the show.
I think their biggest challenge is trying to write him away from Santos. I think keeping them apart is like very tough. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, it's very tough to keep them apart because essentially the first person that you would think of to get a title shot would be Santos after LA wins it, or if LA wins it. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, there also aren't, other than the Bloodline, many heels for him to face. Mm-hmm. So I think that like it becomes kind of tough because it's like, so you're gonna have to turn somebody. Jalen brings up a good point here. He says, should LA be a transitional US champ? Feels like there's more mid-card faces who could chase than there are heel challengers. That's exactly what I was just saying. Like there's a lot of baby faces on SmackDown on the male side. I don't know if you turn Andrade because he's at least like winning them over right now. But I think that like with Melo, you kind of have that storyline there where Melo could realistically steal it, and that could lead to a realistic babyface versus babyface challenger feud between LA and Andrade as well to get back to Melo.
No, correct. Yeah, I think that definitely works as well. Bayley and Nia, how do we feel about how this feud is going thus far? I feel like it needs, like, I need the fire to be a little bit hotter. I need the gas to start flickering and bubbling a little bit more.
I told you I wasn't a fan of this.
This feels very much like
I told you I wasn't a fan of this. Bayley said, you sloppy and you injured me because you're reckless. And she just completely ignored it. And I was just like, that was weird, right? Like that part of the promo was like very pointed at her. And she just like didn't respond to it at all. It was very strange.
Yeah, because you can't really sell someone being like reckless now. Like Nia Jax can't just start showing up and like injuring. I guess she could start showing up and injuring people, but you don't really have people unless you want to sacrifice Meechin forever. You can't really start showing up and start injuring people.
I'm the one you want to beat. I'm the one.
Meechin's been on a roll. Leave Meechin alone. She's on the roll of her life. Baby.
She beat Tiffany Stratton. You get the big storyline here this week where Bayley destroys Tiffany Stratton's briefcase. We also get the trope of Money in the Bank holders losing all the time. So Tiffany, get ready to learn 1, 2, 3 Matt 10, baby.
But she's gonna win it when she's supposed to win it.
I'm pretty sure we're getting the bedazzled pink briefcase either this week or next week. I think that's probably the idea behind that.
Let me ask you something. Would some improve this division? Do you feel like, and not that we know anything, but do you feel like a Charlotte return is imminent?
Yes, because it is too. I would say that it's way too bad, like imbalanced right now. I think against Bayley. And I think that there's other people that should be facing off against mid-card talent. I honestly think SmackDown is doing way better with the mid-card than Raw is doing right now. And I think for as kind of whatever the shows have been, I think that you at least have an established mid-card where you have Tiffany Stratton there, you have Meechin there, but you also have like a core group of women that are under that, like Naomi and who they're building to be on that level of Blair Davenport, as well as Candice and Indy. Like, it's very balanced in my opinion. And it's actually strange to me, Meelz, is that they get time. So like, even if they're not on one week, the other women are on the other week, or they're doing something. Like on Raw, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And I really think that Becky leaving, and I'm gonna talk about that shit too, but Becky leaving left a real big vortex that I don't think anybody's talking about.
We could talk about it now because there's not much to talk about on SmackDown, unless you want to talk about Bianca beating Chelsea Green very quickly.
People are mad about that, but I'm just like, whatever. Like,
come on, who cares?
We got to talk about real quick. Cody gets beat up. It seems as though the Bloodline are basically Xing out all of Cody's allies for this feud. Next week, there's going to be a huge tag team turmoil thing with the Bloodline and a couple people in that shit, and I fucking shudder to think what the fuck H is thinking about, but I'm pretty sure the Bloodline are probably going to win this gauntlet, and that's going to lead to DIY being included in this, which I'm not against, but them being transitional champions, if that's what they're going to do, I am absolutely against. I hope that they have this constraint and self-control to not do what I hope or what I think they're going to do.
I want more for the tag teams on the show. Being a tag team wrestler on SmackDown is like, let me just check when my new outfit comes in so I can pull up to work. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Probably on like Neiman Marcus, probably on that website, something crazy. You're just shopping. You're just like, what am I gonna wear to thing next week? Does it even matter? Like, it just is what it is, man. Blame Bobby. I don't know. Raw?
Yeah, I thought it was a fun show. I thought the first hour of Raw was very rough. I thought the first hour of Raw was rough to me. I thought it got better as the show went on, but that first hour was a lot.
You're not feeling the stud line?
Let's talk about it. Zoe Stark, Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler got 3 fucking segments on this episode of Raw. 3 segments. That is more than Liv. That is more than that's I think it's matching Rhea in terms of segment and time on the show, because they got matches and Rhea didn't even get a match. So they show up first and it's Sonya versus Lyra Valkyria. Fucking dirt worst. Terrible match. Worst match that Lyra's had on the
Let go.
Let go. I got you. Let go.
It's like, girl.
I'm probably more mean to the men, right? When it comes to things like that. Don't do that. I'm probably more mean to the men when it comes to shit like this. I barely kind of get on the women when it comes to, like, you know, extreme botches like this. I thought that this was egregious because, once again, this is Sonya who like it's a power bomb. Like, it actually made Lyra look like a fucking G because she lifted her ass up and powered her down for that power bomb.
No, first she had to let go, damn it. She
was like, literally, let go. I got you. Like, let go. Like, it was crazy. I was like, bro, did y'all hear that shit?
They were like delayed. A delayed gut wrench. I was like, yeah, sure.
Like, bro, but like, and you know, Jalen's great point too. Like, Sonya's always, everyone's always getting on her during the match. I believe Lyra's done it. I believe Bianca's done it more than once. But I think Bianca, she got the hurry up from Bianca one time. I think Charlotte's done it one time with her. Like, there's always people that are telling her like get it the fuck together. Like, come on, we got to finish this fucking match. She's slow. Her offense fucking sucks. I don't like her as a wrestler, and we're gonna get her every single week. I was saying last night in the chat, I'm begging for Natty to come back. Where the fuck is Natty? I swear, she's at least competent in there.
No.
Like, it's crazy to me. But hold on, we're not done. We're not fucking done, Meelz. Fucking Zoe Stark gets a match against Zelina Vega. I forgot Zelina Vega was in the fucking show. Why?
What do you mean? Have you not seen the push Zelina Vega movement on social media?
Oh, because she blocked me. So no, I didn't see it. I didn't see it because I've been blocked by Zelina for years. So
they're like, guys, it's trending, and she has a match tonight. It's working.
It's fucking crazy. She beat Zoe Stark, who, if you would have flipped those two, I would have been okay. I'm okay with Zoe beating Lyra. At least that's somebody new, and they would have had a better fucking match than that. Zelina, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm all for people wanting more for themselves. But also Zelina Vega, you know what? She gonna block me. We're both from New York. I would pray that she doesn't block me. I like wanting more for yourself, but also, come on, man. You don't have to create movements and shit like that. But also, this segment getting multiple, it shows that clearly they need to fill time on the show. But also, they're introducing a new women's stable. I see why give it time, because it seems like they want them to be something.
They don't
I'm
even
not.
get heat. They don't even get heat.
I'm not a fan of the sleeveless trench coat. It's very lesbian.
But I also get that, like, what? I also get that like Damage Control, obviously they're taking a little bit of a break. EO went to Japan. They're kind of on vacation. That's fine. Like, all for it. They don't even get the heat that Damage Control get. Damage Control at least gets fucking booze. Is the idea that Damage Control is going to come back as baby faces against this stable?
Yep. Is that what I'm imagining? They're currently on vacation. EO was in Japan. They told her stay until Japan until we come pick you up.
Yeah.
and the Dakota's also in where she's from.
That's crazy. That's crazy where she's from.
I forgot.
Where she's from is
my mind is slipping right now, bro. Come on, man. Like I know where she's from. She's over there, and I'm assuming they will also swing around and pick her up. And Kyrie's, I'm assuming, also there.
Yeah,
Asuka's there.
EO was planning, like the story was that she was like going a little bit crazy, so like that was kind of going on before them. But I still don't.
Thank you, Mark. It slipped my mind.
I still don't understand if she was going to be going through this little change meltdown thing. Why you introduce a new heel stable to go directly at them right before they do that change? Like I don't understand the strategy behind that. Like I get that sometimes you got to have your favorites and you got to give some people some stuff. I don't think Sonya. I just don't. I don't feel the stable at all. Also, like they went up against like the tag team champions. They had a promo with them, and they just came off as so sauceless. Like they walked in from the right side of the screen, like y'all just got beat and y'all just got y'all asses whipped. And now you want a tag team title shot?
I feel like Sonya was the wrong person to deliver that promo because she definitely delivered the most sauceless. Like, you guys think you're the tag team champions? Well, we're about to be tag team champions, and it's like, okay, bitch, relax. Like, I don't care.
I don't give a fuck about what y'all trying to do.
Yeah, it was like y'all sound like the first villains in the game. like
my main issue, Meelz, is that like I just think that like there's so many they're cooling Lyra off, and I think that to me is my biggest issue. Is like you can't cool Lyra off. You know what I'm saying? Like she is a like a factor that y'all were pushing really hard 2 months ago.
Well, to be fair, she was originally with Becky, and then she was supposed to be facing EO, and then they had plans for EO, so now EO's not there. So now they're trying to figure out plans for her, and they're pairing her up with the other two girls they don't like using, for reasons, which I think is clear, because they are also sauceless.
What's her name? The American Ninja Girl looked like the meme face.
Katana Chance? Yeah.
She looked like the meme face.
Yo, to me, call JC Jane and Jasmine next up or some shit like that, bro.
Your energy about them two girls is crazy. Your energy about them girls is crazy.
Listen. I just feel like they not split them up. Here's my thing. I don't like them together. Split them up. They're not. One is, I think, much more interesting than the other.
You split them up. You split them up, and you're looking at the new people who are going to be getting released. If you split them up,
I'm okay with one of them getting released. I won't let you know who.
This is what I deal with every week, y'all.
But to me, Kaden Carter, give her another run in NXT. Like, to me, I remember Kaden Carter from the Mae Young Classic. I was like, okay, she got some potential. And then she's been in this tag team for like 6 years, bro. They did everything they're supposed to do as a tag team. It's over. Wrap it up. Turn on them. Split it. Trade them to another roster. Like,
bro, if you split them up, one of them is going to get released. All right, moving on.
What else happened on Raw?
The show opens with Gunther coming out and saying, "You know what? Y'all niggas are broke."
Actually, you niggas. First of all, time out. They were getting weird. I did not know Gunther had like sex appeal because I posted this picture of Gunther last week. He was in the Nets jersey. I was like, oh, Gunther need to start dressing because it's summer. He coming out looking like he owns a fucking Italian restaurant. And I posted him in this Nets jersey. He got the vape on. He got the vape pen. Ludwig also got a vape pen. Big vapors. And then I just got mad quotes of like, I see it. I can see it. Yes. And then I got one like ridiculous quote that made me just like mute the entire thing incredibly. Shout to him for being a sex symbol, man.
It was throbbing. He was making it throb. So the idea here is that I'm guessing that is Damian and Gunther on the Japan tour?
I would imagine so.
Because they booted him off the show. And
actually, they might not. I don't know.
I'm guessing they had to get to their flight.
I mean, yeah, booting them off the show in the first hour is kind of crazy.
That's when I was just like, what the fuck's going on here tonight? So like you had that, then you had that long ass Lyra match, and then you had the fucking Ilya versus Braun Breaker match that was the second thing on the show, which like I'm like, I get that you don't want to beat these two guys. I get that it is a premium. It should be a big deal when you see Ilya or Braun lose. But why are you having them face off against each other every goddamn week if you don't want to have these two lose? You could have just given Braun the fucking for the number one contendership because he already ruined it and Sammy wanted to have the match or whatever. Like, I don't understand how they're doing it, and I almost feel like they didn't expect Braun to catch on so fast. But also, Meelz is getting to a point where they don't want to boo this nigga no more. So like now they have to make it because yeah. I fully believe that now that they're not in Canada this month or next month for SummerSlam, he's probably going to be getting cheered over Sammy. Like, there's a big chance that that's going to happen.
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm looking at this the Tokyo the WWE Japan card. Damian is definitely on it. Gunther is definitely scheduled. The main event is Cody versus Shinsuke versus AJ Styles.
That's gonna
be fun. That's gonna be fun. Also, Damian Priest versus Jey Uso.
I think that a lot of them probably had to run to their flights, and that's why they kicked them out early. But
Jeff J got me crying. Wasn't that a wild quote on Dynamite?
Speak, bitch. Like, huh?
I was like, bro, what are you saying?
They be doing some shit. Imagine Michael Cole. Speak, bitch.
imagine Pat McAfee probably get away with it.
He get away with a whole bunch of shit. Pat McAfee, he trick y'all. Pat McAfee trick y'all.
Trick y'all.
Pat McAfee trick y'all.
But nah, Damian Priest came out to beat up Gunther. I was like, you know what? I like it. Just
firmly babyface.
Yes.
No question.
He shouldn't lose, right? I don't think he's gonna lose.
I don't think he's losing.
Yeah. You don't call nigga. First of all, he told Damian Priest, go back to your trailer park. And I was like, do you know? Have you been to the Bronx?
I mean, the subway is, you know what?
No, the subway is crazy. If he had told him go back to sleep on the sex train, you dirty ass.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That's a bunch of New York people in the chat right now. I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna chill out.
Well, after the segment, we get to the number one contender match for the Intercontinental Championship between Braun Breaker and Ilya Dragunov, this was maybe the fourth time they'd faced off in the last 2 months.
Like I said, if you don't want them to lose, don't book them against each other no more. It was dumb. It was a dumb finish. I didn't like the finish at all.
I didn't like it at all. I thought, first of all, I'm not sure if Was that like a planned finish? Like, was he supposed to hit his head on the edge of that ring on purpose?
Knowing Ilya, probably.
Maybe, huh? Anyway, he gets knocked out. Braun Breaker essentially wins, and now he's going to be facing Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. I think we can hold off on what we think is going to happen until next week.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here. The Dirty Dom and Liv Morgan and Rhea thing got more
corny. I love this story.
Talk about it.
Story's good. She said she came out. If you want this nigga, come get this nigga. I don't want him
First
no
of
more.
all, Rhea had that like, I'm gonna take your phone for you and we're gonna block her right now energy.
Who's texting us?
Like, we're blocking her right now. I want to see you block her.
Hold on, I gotta bring this up because you're a sicko, DMV. I'm gonna just put you on Front Street here.
Wow, DMV, come on.
Are you
man.
good? You okay?
Come on, man. This might be worse than women going over the top rope with that. Come on.
DMV said, hey, it's throbbing for him right now. DMV's wilding.
You're gonna get us kicked off of YouTube.
DMV is throbbing, bro. Look at this. Oh, I'm sorry. What's up, Duggar? Look at this. It's throbbing, huh? That's crazy.
Boot him.
It's crazy. Are you good, brother?
Oh my god.
Liv pulls up. Like, what you doing, Meelz, if a girl in a dark corner in an arena says,
that's
hey,
crazy.
Hey, Meelz. Like, what?
I'd be like, yo, you are bugging the hell out. Right? Like,
so she
you
comes
need to stop.
She comes out and Liv takes it back to 2001, says he don't like girls that look like you. And I'm like, nigga, Liv, there's a bunch of niggas that like girls. And she said, she like niggas like me. And then she pull out, she turn around. I said, gosh, damn. And then Dom said, I hate you.
I hate you. You ruined my life. I can't.
He says in Spanish, the only thing I can make out in Spanish is get it through your head. Get it through your head. I don't love you, or I hate you, or you ruin everything. Da, 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 da. And then Rhea crazy because she back there nodding her head. I'm like, man, women so crazy, bro, because like, they just be believing the shit that we say, bro. That should be the craziest part. And then she whispers something in his ear, and she lick his face, and she kiss him. I said, God damn it. God damn it.
Rikishi ain't mad about that. Rikishi ain't mad about other people's children ruining their marriages. But no, I was like, wow, we are here. Look at this.
This story's good.
It's not over though.
No,
I don't think it's over.
No,
Liv gonna have Pixar video or something.
Liv walked out like in I don't know if you ever see Midsummer when Florence Pugh's character is walking and she's like it was a meme for a while. She's walking up like
oh
like that part. She was walking out like that. Really good acting from Liv too. I think one of the underrated parts about the storyline is how great Liv is with the moment to moment parts of her acting. The facials, the actual character work is actually really good. And I think Finn's doing a great job too. I think Finn is smart. Finn ain't low. Or he was keeping. You notice he was keeping Dom away from the hallways because he didn't want Rhea to come out to see that he was talking to Liv. And like the shoe dropping on this storyline is going to be, I think, more heartbreaking than like most. It's true, bro. Like it's true. But I think that the shoe dropping on this is going to be the most heartbreaking part of this, and I don't think we're ready. I really don't think we're ready for the end of the Judgment Day in this way. Like I don't think we're ready for this. But really good stuff from them. Of course, the main event. They were headhunting Jey Uso.
Yo, they jumped Jey Uso. Wasn't that crazy?
Like we ain't seen a good jumping in a while.
No, it was like you messing with. You trying to like get at my guy's girl? We gonna jump you? Did you hear
JD say abort?
That was him or Carlito? I swear it was Carlito. It was Carlito.
He said abort. I'm like, yo, who says that after the jump fails?
That's Carlito, man. Carlito earning his pay.
Carlito's been good too. I'm not gonna lie. Carlito's been really good. But then it leads to Sami Zayn and Jey Uso in the main event.
Sami Zayn don't know how to mind his business, bro. Like
White,
this man,
white niggas, man, or Syrian niggas, man. I'm telling you, they don't know how to mind their business.
so he showed. Yeah, we definitely have. First of all, tag team main event, fire, just like last week. Again, entrance is fire. They come through, best of friends, having this thing against JD and Finn. They win.
Yeah.
So now I'm assuming they earned the tag team title shot at some point.
Yeah, they got to. I think that's where the turn's gonna happen.
So, but then Braun Breaker shows up at like 10:59.
It says, "Up, I'm gonna scoop you, and then I'm gonna run." I'm like, "Nigga, you be whooping everybody ass. You scared of Jey Uso?" He said, "Scoop him." So, he ran out with Jay. Turn around, like, what? That was weird. It was weird. Again though, hours 2 and 3, I felt were stronger than hour 1 was. We haven't even got to the CM Punk Drew McIntyre angle, which I thought was probably the strongest worked stuff on the.
I said if CM Punk is showing up, there's only one thing I want him to do, and if he does anything else, I'm not gonna like it.
And he did the thing that you liked.
He did exactly the thing that I liked. We needed him to be cleared. We needed him. First of all, bad hair day. I don't know what was going on up there.
You take them dumbass shoes off.
You heard him? Pink shoes.
I got pink shoes, and I'm gonna put Drew McIntyre blood on them. We had this rumor again. It's so funny that like places like Fightful and PW Insider, they absolutely love to spoil things like this. But they never spoil anything for any other company. So like we've been spoiled on this special guest referee thing. I think it would have hit a lot harder if I didn't know that it was happening. But I thought it was really cool.
I felt like it might have been the Observer that spoiled this one.
Okay, it was one of them. Yeah, that spoiled it. I thought it was corny. I thought I was like,
yeah.
I thought it would have hit way harder if we didn't know it. Not to say it's not cool, but I thought it would have hit way harder if we didn't know it. And then you had peers explaining why they did it because he keeps beating up referees. So like you have to get somebody that can match with him physically. So I thought that was a cool way to do it. What do you think Seth's referee look is gonna be?
Some sort of
sequin,
some sort of halter top or something. It's gonna be crazy. I expect him to pull out. I don't expect him to be as risque as Shawn Michaels was, because apparently Shawn Michaels only wore that to annoy people. Wore biker shorts that left very little of imagination. But I don't expect Seth to go out and do that. But he definitely gonna wear some neck shit for sure.
I like this because again, this has reached a boiling point, and I think that you wanted to have Punk and Drew have a hotly contested match, but you didn't want to have the stipulation match yet. And I think this gives you time to have that type of stipulation match where it could be, regardless of who wins, it could be because of one person. You know what I'm saying? So whoever wins, whoever loses, it could be an asterisk because it had, Seth was there. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that like it makes sense because I think what you want to get to is that big match that you think they're gonna have at Bad Blood. I think you give this a break at Bash at the Berlin. And then you go to Bad Blood and you have them blow this match off because you got to get to the Survivor Series after that.
You're going to wear a crop tee like what Duke Dennis was trying to wear last week.
Duke Dennis wild, bro. Why would you be afraid of that, bro?
Yeah, I was like, come on, bro. What are you afraid of people on the internet? Like, I know your whole fan base is the internet, but like, goddamn, it's a crop top.
But you're also a grown-ass man. So
yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, man, the hoes love the crop top, bro. I'm telling you, bro. He looked like a member of Full Force. I'm dating myself here, but he looks like a member of Full Force. Like he should wear the crop top. If you don't know what Full Force is, look about Full Force rap group.
I definitely have to look it up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like
Full Force. Tell me, bro, they all wore crop tops. Duke Dennis looks like a member of Full Force.
That's so funny,
bro. I'm telling you, he should just pull it off. They was getting hoes.
No, they sure were. Listen, this is what the Hurt Business needs to look like right here, baby. Different type of hurt.
Probably Lashley would never. You know the type he was
different type of hurt.
But we haven't confirmed now that it's going to be CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Fuckingly, they've confirmed this.
It's CM Punk's debut match, televised match. Crazy that we're here, but we are here nonetheless.
Motherfucker got injured. He could have been a champ by now. So right now we got 7 matches. CM Punk versus Drew, Sami Zayn versus Braun, Logan Paul versus LA Knight, Cody Rhodes versus Solo, Liv Morgan versus Rhea, Bayley versus Nia Jax, Damian Priest versus Gunther. I'm solid with that. I'm solid with that. I think
I'm good with that.
We're good with that. So next week will be the fight. It's going to be on Sci-Fi, Meelz. I'm sorry. I know that pisses you off, but it's going to be on Sci-Fi next week because of the Olympics. So just try to bear with us there. You know what I mean?
Sci-Fi is just Ron Sci-Fi. All right, it is what it is.
We're gonna make it. It's gonna be 2 weeks too. The Raw after SummerSlam on Sci-Fi is gonna be crazy.
They were like, "Hey niggas, make sure you catch us on Sci-Fi next week." And I'm just like, all right.
Don't worry. We won't have to deal with this ever again in like 4 or 5 months. So this is our last time ever having to deal with this.
This is true. And it'll probably be preempted for SmackDown. Probably be preempted soon too.
Yep, it will be. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you everybody that's in the chat. Thanks to everybody that came through and chilled with us for A Show 350. I really like doing this. This was great, getting everybody's reactions as it happens. Of course, if you are not subscribed to the Patreon, please subscribe to the Patreon. But I think everybody in here probably is. I'm just really speaking to the live audience right now because you're on Patreon listening to this right now. So thank you guys for listening to the A Show. Thanks to everyone that has supported us for the past 5, 6, 7 years on this show.
350 episodes, baby.
350 episodes, and everyone, we got 350 more in the tank. So make sure you tune into that. I will be on the War Report this week again, returning, talk about AEW Blood and Guts in this episode of NXT that's happening tonight. So make sure you check that out with me and Cyrus, and I believe Dom will be joining us as well. And yeah, you know what, Chris B, absolutely hit that fucking like button. Make sure you come back to us, and we'll be dropping clips from this episode on YouTube as well. So for Meelz, I am Justin. For the A Show, we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.